Hi guys, how are you today? Can you hear me? Is anybody here yet? Yeah, let's wait for a couple more people to come. Okay, John Doe is here, so we can start. Okay, guys, so let's get started. As always, at the beginning of my Friday's AMAs, let's make some summary of what is happening on Waves. And now I'll be focusing in those intros mostly on units because we are focusing on units in general. So as you know, we have started the campaign, and now we have the testnet campaign. Uh, in terms of development, we need to finalize the product. Uh, I think next week you will be able to launch your own testnet node of units. And actually, it will be almost done. And after that, we will have to do a lot of marketing. Of course, there is like a couple more things in terms of development, bridges, and also DAO is quite important because new networks will be launched through the DAO, as you know. But they're like minor things compared to the core protocol, so it won't take long. So in terms of marketing, what we're doing now, we are running the testnet campaign. So you can send some transactions now, and I advise you to do so because guys, you will be rewarded. I I won't tell you how, but you will be rewarded, guys. So keep making those transactions. New projects are coming on the testnet. For example, Dex will be announced soon. And it does make sense to make some transactions because once the questing platform like this activity tracking platform is live, you will see what you have earned. So it makes sense, guys, believe me. And probably you will ask me when will it be launched. So let me maybe give you some kind of like high-level overview of the marketing campaign now and of what we are doing besides development. So currently, uh, the plan is the following, and we'll stick to it. For now, we do the testnet campaign. Now we are like onboarding new team members because we need to have more business development people on the team. We are talking to funds, we are raising money, and as soon as we have some funds on board, we will actually make this announcement that we are like VC funded. It's quite important now. And after that, we will launch the questing platform and for the testnet campaign. And in a few weeks after that, TVL campaign will start. So basically, you will be able to stake your stable coins or Ethereum and be rewarded for this. So this is the plan. Like, let me summarize again. Now we are running testnet campaign, onboarding new team members, mostly business development people, onboarding VC funds, making big like announcement about the new team, about the funds. After that, questing platform launches, and right after that, in a couple of weeks, we start the TVL campaign. Meanwhile, the development like is getting complete. We complete the product, and yeah, around June, you will see Union Zero at the biggest exchanges. I'm not promising you like any specific names, but it's gonna be big. So this is the plan now. And once again, guys, now we have the testnet. We have a few thousand people in Telegram channels. We're gonna grow those metrics pretty fast. And testnet is working. Test it out and help us test it out, and also participate in the testnet campaign. And you're gonna get some Union Zero tokens for this. How many? You can guess. Okay, so that's it. This is the status. And there is a lot of other things, of course, but I'm sure that you will ask me those questions during the AMA. As I said, I want to like bring your attention mostly to what we do with the units. So let's turn to your questions. I will scroll up and I will go one by one. Hey, fellas, we all familiar faces. Happy to see you guys every week. Now, when is the official announcement of units? But it was made actually. So if you mean when we launch the token itself, ETA is June. It may also depend on the market conditions, of course. If there is some kind of like bad volatility on the market, we may a bit shift the dates, the launch dates. In terms of product, it will be ready by June for sure. In terms of like proper timing for marketing, we can basically, move it in a certain range, depending on the market conditions. Unit is in this summer, and the summer is going to be hot, like in all the meanings of the word. Why is the development going so slow? We don't have any investors. No, development is like, as I said, is fine, so the product is ready. We can launch like in a week or two, more or less. But we need to prepare the marketing campaign, and not only prepare, but to execute. Because this is important, so Waves has always lacked this like exposure, and we've always had amazing products, but somehow we've never had a lot of traction, so, and I really want to change that. So if you have good products, you have to have good traction, so I want to have both now. When Zilly, yeah, Zilly, I think Zilli will start together with Questing platform. And meanwhile, I want to actually push Power protocol a little because Power is part of the DAO setup. And I think we will use Zilli not only for units, but also for ambassador program, Waves ambassador program. We have set it up with our internal team. Like currently we work with external marketing company, Zero Stage, which is like a great marketing company, I guess. For units, but we do have our internal team with the same members for many years. So I think we will, in parallel, we'll do Power protocol campaign starting from next week. Tell me, what kind of interactions will there be on the test network? So for now, you can basically do the following. You can like use MetaMask in the test network. You can claim some unit zeros from the faucet, and you can send some transactions. We will add issuing your own token and DEX. DEX is ready. I saw it today. I think it will be announced on Monday. And guess which team on Waves will implement it. So like, okay, no price for this, just guess, so it's not so hard to guess, so, okay, when Zilla, I applied more questions, guys. Not so many people because probably everybody's waiting for some major campaign, but it's all coming together. Why we're not moving so fast? We need to basically finalize the deals with the VCs. We need to onboard more KOLs, and I will be quite frank with you, it's not so easy because of like legacy issues. So we're like working on some kind of like PR now, to maybe clear up some misconceptions about Waves, So, and it takes time. But in general, we are moving according to plan. Funny note. Where is Galka today? I can't see Waves funny note. Oh, but I can see Vladimir. Vladimir, hi. Vladimir is puzzle. Vladimir is puzzle project founder, and puzzle is not a single like product. It's a bunch of products. It's like a swap protocol, multiple swaps, lending, NFTs. So it's like the whole universe, DeFi universe. And they updated the pools, multi-pools mechanic this week. It's really great because you don't have those pools anywhere else but on Waves. For example, Wind token. Wind is like Waves ecosystem token. It consists of 10 tokens. So you have 10 token pool on Puzzle. Show me this product on any other chain. Just show me. I'm like 100% sure that it doesn't exist anywhere else but Waves, so because Waves is awesome. And Vladimir is doing a great job with swaps, with lending, and with other things as well. Can you elaborate on the new Wind between setup for what houses? Yeah, basically, Genius BT holders will be receiving swap fees. So APY for Genius BT will increase. Maybe it will increase manifold. So the boost will be quite substantial. Yes, and I think this will kind of like finalize the Waves setup for Neutrino. And Neutrino team, as you know, has been working on like Ethereum launch, and it will be done independently. My thinking is the following: like GDP holders will also be rewarded from Ethereum product, maybe in some airdrop. This is what I'm like suggesting to do, but it's still not finalized, not set in stone. So if you have any other ideas, uh, just tell us. Thank you, Vladimir. Hi, Sasha. Hi, Chat. Hi, Pascal. Same bullshit as always. What else did you expect, man? It's like uh will be any drop for L2MP stakers, of course. Absolutely, man. So L2MP is made for this. So the goal, and probably we get some misconception, so I will be very honest with the guys and very direct and very frank. So like sometimes you live like in a bubble because if you talk to your community, you think that everybody knows about what you're talking about with your community, to your community. But it's not the case because like external community is not really knowledgeable about the current wave situation and plans, which I found out talking to KOL. So a lot of people don't understand why we do unit. So they think that okay, guys, so you had some issues before, yeah, now you're doing like a new thing, and like you're just like moving on, like yeah, so like that's like forgotten, hundreds of millions of dollars have been lost, and let's fuck it, like we move on. No, guys, like it's not the case, because the idea of being zero, in terms of like community, was exactly that, to compensate for those issues. So obviously, L2MP guys are like beneficiaries, you know, of the whole thing, not myself, like not some other people. Maybe VCs will make money. Probably understand that initially I was gonna do without VCs, but it's hard, in current market situation, you have to adjust yourself. Unfortunately, I never, maybe my problem has always been this. I tried to not care about like what's happening in crypto, to walk my own path, like not like we couldn't raise any, we couldn't have raised any VC funds, probably because of the Russian connection, but I didn't care too much. But now, I understand that you have to adjust, you have to be flexible. So in current market, it's really hard to do without VCs. So we will have VCs on board for sure. But okay, they will make some money, but the most money will be made by L2MP people. This is why we do what we do. So, and as I said, it's pretty important to make sure that everybody understands this, especially external communities, because as I said, when you talk to your own community, you're on some kind of bubble. You think that everybody understands what you are trying to do, but people don't follow, so they don't try to dig too deep, they just get some like uh, superficial things like waves is scam, stuff like that, and it just sticks, you know. So this is what they know, and we have to change that perception, like drastically. We have to turn it around, like 180 degrees, so it should be like turn around. And this is what I'm gonna do. Learn Russian. I'm Russian. I'm a Russian speaker. Svetlana, what do you mean? Uh, I'm Russian speaker from Ukraine. What the news about XBTC? Yeah, the guys are finalizing the leverage. What upcoming for next week about power? We will have a campaign on Zili for Ambassador DAO, and this campaign will actually start the campaign for Mother DAO onboarding, as I promised you many times. So basically, we're gonna bring more people to Mother DAO. Phoenix, hi Phoenix. My question is, when will there be an offer for sole holders? Pascal, actually, you remember that XTM burning thing, which happened a couple weeks ago, and actually, not all XTM was burned. There was some XTM that wasn't burned. That was reserved for Surf. When XTM reaches, like, because no, so mechanics wasn't changed, so there was no like new plans. So because nobody has ever come up with a better plan for Surf than the initial plan, so and we are sticking to it basically. And the idea is to allow swapping Surf into XTN when XTN is $1. I understand it is gonna take a while, and a lot of things can happen meanwhile, so if we have some like liquidity which can be used, for example, for their buyback, I think we will buy it back on the market as much as we can. So this is the plan, because so there's like this protocol, and Surf was not really how to say successful, so, but nobody has ever suggested anything better, you know. Uh, and we choose to basically stick to the plan because the plan does make sense. It might be actually a bit like time consuming, but it has a clear end game, So if like XTN is being bought back by the miners, its supply like is getting reduced, and eventually XTN will be $1. That's when Surf can be swapped into XTN. And there is some XTN in the treasury, which was specifically reserved for that process. So in terms of like concept, it makes sense. If you have any other ideas, guys, just let me know. So we will consider anything you suggest. Ivan, who is helping us with a lot of business development, and he's doing a great job, by the way. He's asking, hi, Ivan, how will the remaining L2MP be distributed? It depends on how much money we can raise from VCs. I will be very honest with you. So the final distribution will be announced as soon as we understand this. Vladimir is asking a good question. Any thoughts on EZF restaking derivative DPEG this week? If it's like, maybe I'm confusing it with something else, I think this is like leveraged staking token. I think it does have its problems, because we have seen Luna, unfortunately, we have seen USDM, those setups have issues, so as I said, I had a nice interview actually this week in Russian with Vladimir, with Vlad Utushkin. You will see it on YouTube next week. And we were discussing exactly this. I think that those like incentive-based mechanics do not work in crypto, so because you can always abuse it. So if there is a very strong metric you have to stick to, for example, PEG, like connection to $1, uh, those incentive-based mechanics actually stop working in certain conditions. They might work like 99% of the time, but then some kind of like black swan event comes and it breaks everything down. And you can't really bring it back to life. It's dead, like USDN was or Luna. And I think people keep making the same mistakes because, so this is like, I understand it very well because I made this mistake myself because I believe in those setups. But really, I really not like appreciated the volatility of crypto, because it's really like crazy, So maybe you can during like calm markets, there is some range trading and there is no risk. But then comes something like Alameda, FTX, Luna situation, and markets like just crash down and everything just tumbles down, And in those situations, those setups fail, and you have to be really clear about it, So in terms of stable coins, I don't think there is any other mechanics that we came up with. I mean, like we as like humanity, other than DAI like mechanics. When you have overcapitalization, and in case of like mm, uh, collateral going down, it gets liquidated so that like the excess supply gets burned. In this case, PEG usually holds because at the end of the day, your stable coin is fully backed. If it's not fully backed, if you like try to use some incentives to bring it back to PEG, it might work like 99% of the time, but that pesky 1% will kill your setup, will kill your architecture, and like it will make people cry. So if you see anything incentive based in DeFi, not like yield farming, but like something like stable coins or similar like synthetics, which are supposed to adhere to a certain price behavior based on some incentives for traders. Don't trade it, you know, that's it. And don't hold it. Any upcoming utilities for already existing tokens in waves on units? Of course, of course. I think if units is successful, we will try to revive all major tokens, all major tokens. So, for example, you know that we have a partnership with Lumia, former Orion protocol. Basically, what they did is like they had a Rocket token. It was a B2C product. Now they have a B2B product, Lumia. And they basically issued more tokens. It's a bit like maybe, uh, how to say, it's a bit like it might seem a bit over the top, like a bit rude, a bit too direct. But it doesn't make sense in certain situations, So I'm not saying that, projects on Waves will issue more tokens. But what I'm trying to say is those tokens can like give significant boost because they might actually have a new utility in EVM chains. So rather than launching new tokens, those projects might actually try to come up with new utility and tokenomics for their existing tokens. So expect a lot of action once Units is launched. Don't delete messages from fathers. I love fathers. Yeah, Jonathan Jackson. Thank you very much. John Doe. We need to all focus on increasing extend price. Extend price, I think the best way to increase extend price is to increase waves price. And the best way to increase waves price is to launch units properly. Do you think changing the 1/3 of mined waves into the buyback of WG token would be good? I think miners would not agree to this, unfortunately. So let's try and find some other ways to buy it back faster. Any use for an SBT? What the utility if DAO receives all the fees? But it's like it's an SBT based, right? So like, how is going with Binance? Do we have a good news for May? You mean if they don't expect them like I don't think the listing will happen. I'll be direct with you guys because I'm like I'm always very frank and I always speak my mind. So this is like let's just like that. So the listing won't probably happen, but I don't think they will remove that warning anytime soon. Because as you know, PZ has a bit of his issues of his own. He's in like he's in some tough spot as well currently. He's in the US and uh, uh, the prosecutor wanted 3 years for him of jail time. You know? So why it might be happening? You know? So and we still have some kind of like Russian connection in people's minds. This is not a real connection because I'm not in Russia. I'm not like I'm Ukrainian. You know, so this is like the most important thing here. So, but I have been in Russia for many years, but I'm Ukrainian. So, but people don't care too much about that. So that might be the issue now. So, and now Binance wants to separate itself as much as possible from all like risky stuff like Russia, money laundering, and all those things. Now, so let's be reasonable here and understand that we are living in very difficult times also, and we have to be flexible and we have to react to whatever happens. And no matter what happens, we will move forward and we will make progress. You know, some kind of like warnings or delistings can't basically bring us down, you know, because as you remember, if you remember, I'm not sure. So we had a situation with Binance before. Basically, it's not like a secret because Binance was really adamant to make sure that we face USDN out and we spent so much time explaining to them that there is no like connection between USDN and the core protocol and why have this warning on Binance when USDN is just a DeFi protocol on top of Waves, it's like the app. But it was really hard to convince them because, and they actually do not care because they react to people's perception, you know. So if the community thinks that there is some correlation between USDN and like Waves, and Binance agrees, you know. So they made sure that we phased USDN out, renamed it into XDN, and that's when they took the warning off. You know, so it wasn't really pleasant, I would say. No, but in any case, we are here, we are moving forward, and it didn't really kill us. So whatever happens, we will adjust and we will move forward. I can assure you of that, guys. And SBT will receive fees, yes. Got it. There is some plan for now. So basically, if we have liquidity, Gordon is asking about WG, for instance. So the plan is quite simple in concept, conceptually, right? It might be still hard to execute, but as a concept, it does make sense. So there is fees on WX from trading, and those fees go to the buyback. The problem is those fees are very low currently, but with Union's launch, they should and will increase. And if we have some like liquidity, which we get from units, we will use it for the buyback as well, because this is a problem that should be eliminated, you know. So the longer it lasts, the bigger it becomes, you know. So it should be like dealt with, yeah, finally, and should be resolved. So any ways to resolve it that come up in the future will be used. For now, we stick to the plan that we have announced, try to increase the fees on WX and buy those WXGs back with those fees. Christian is asking, is there any business plan for the future? Good technology is important, but without business, it's hard to survive. Absolutely. So let me maybe elaborate what I'm trying to do. And as you probably, what you're asking is probably marketing thing. So in terms of marketing, uh, I think once Units is launched, and we are launching only the first chain in the ecosystem, and there's going to be many more chains. So I want to make sure that we will have an AI chain, RWA chain, DeFi chain, all new chains, like with big projects launching on Units. You know, it's very important. I'm talking to like several teams who could do that, and maybe I will like be an advisor to some of them. I would really love to participate in some AI project because AI is like the narrative for the ages. Uh, yes, so because Unity is agnostic, and people are asking like because you have some very popular narratives now, like RWA, for example, and or gaming, and some projects are just doing like a gaming chain or RWA chain. It's kind of not good, you know, as you understand, because blockchain in and of itself is agnostic. And also, I don't understand how you can make like RWA blockchain. What is it like? What is it? So it's like a product which is not focused on one sector. And units is very agnostic. It can be used for anything. But we need to make sure that it is actually used for anything. You know, that we have AI, that we have RWA, that we have gaming, that we have DEPIN, that we have DeFi, that we have whatever you have, you know, like everything. There should be everything. So there's gonna be new chains launching. It's all based on Union Zero DAO, because Union Zero is not just the first chain. This is like a foundational chain of the whole ecosystem, because its token Union Zero is used for the governance of the whole ecosystem. And it gets 10% of the supply, DAO treasury, which will be used to boost the ecosystem further, you know, to distribute grants, to invest in projects, and you will decide what to do with those 10%. So the goal is to create a self-perpetuating ecosystem where the economy is built in such a way that the ecosystem just can't stop. New projects come, they get grants, they launch, and the process continues, rinse and repeat. And what we need to do is to just give the initial push. And then it should go on its own. So this is the goal. And how we can give a good push? We need to make sure that all major crypto narratives are represented. So this is my goal once Unit Zero has been launched. So this is my goal for the summer and the end of the year. What do you think about Athena USD? This is the token in DPEC. Maybe I missed this. What will come of Virus? For Virus, the plan is still the same, and more or less like for WG. We have this plan when people can claim XTM from Virus and basically sell it. So now we need to increase XTM price. If we get any new liquidity that can be used for speeding the recovery process, we will use it, man. Absolutely. You need instruction how to set up a Unix wallet. There is no instruction. There is on Explorer. So you should click Explorer and basically just MetaMask. So you just choose the network in MetaMask and you're good. What's your vision and mission? Great question. I'm happy to answer. So in terms of like product, the goal of Waves and units like is an extension of Waves is enabling users to launch their own blockchain in the most simple way possible, so they should be able to launch it without any effort. Basically, how it works, you come to the DAO with a proposal, you make a proposal, you reach out to the validators, to Waves miner, saying, guys, if I have this project, there is like a native token in it, and I can basically give you 1 million of those tokens for 1 year for supporting my chain. And the validator, so the DAO looks at you and, okay, you're good, man. So you have great game, for example, a great RWA project, and they support you and the chain launches. It's very simple. It's EVM, pure EVM, without any modifications. It's connected to all other chains in a trustless way, so it's interoperable. Also, we have external bridges to other ecosystems with restaking, meaning that all those assets sent to those bridges yield you additional APY because they are staked on the original chains, on Ethereum, in DAI protocol in case of stable coins, and so on and so forth. So this is it. So technically, my goal is to enable this process when you can get your own block space like that, without starting your own node, just using the existing validators network, technically. And this ecosystem should be based on new governance models. This is very important to create governance that is better than not only than current governance in crypto, but than current governance in the real world. Because my thinking has always been blockchain should revolutionize the governance in the real world. This is not what is happening now. Actually, exactly the opposite is happening because blockchain governance is worse than real world governance. It's hard to imagine because real world governance obviously sucks, but blockchain governance is even worse. So my goal is to change that. My goal is to make sure that blockchain improves real world governance. So all those ecosystems that we are building now will be based on this new governance model, which is like represented in Power protocol. Maybe Power is just a harbinger of bigger things to come. But the idea is basically to create some kind of like self-perpetuating sustainable governance based on algorithms, based on rewarding good decision makers and punishing bad decision makers based on accountability and such. So to summarize, my mission and my goal is to make sure that you can launch your chain in a very efficient way and in a very simple way. And that the chain and the ecosystem where this chain belongs within where it exists is governed through new DAO-based protocols, which are fair, transparent, accountable, and make sure that this ecosystem will last for decades to come. Sasha is AI. I would love to, man. I would love to, you know. I wouldn't mind being AI. Uh-huh. And WX synthetics haven't made any progress yet. Waiting for leverage. It's coming. Good launch of Waves Ducks Farming 2.0. Yeah, I forgot about that. Bram is not here. Yeah, kudos to Bram. He launched new farming, and I think ducks are preparing to fly to the sky. It's awesome. Vicious Fidelity, I love you too. Always a pleasure to see you here. What do we need to run a node on U0? No, you need waves, man. You need waves. Just like no, in the testnet, no, you won't need waves. Although I'm not sure actually. I think you will need waves. Yeah, you will. Some like 1K. So basically, to run a test node, you need some waves balance. Because yeah, this is like a good question. So unit testnet node will run on Waves mainnet. So this is like the thing here. So it's not gonna run on Waves testnet. It's gonna run on Waves mainnet. So to run a node, you need some Waves. Which company does your marketing? We are working with Zero Stage now. Zilli campaign for power will start next week. For units, as I said, a bit preparation is still needed. Public team, we see announcements, and meanwhile, guys, you need to participate in the testnet campaign. Pascal is asking, I still own small amounts of, this is back from Coinomad days. Message me maybe, man. It's hard to know, like, because why didn't you swap it back then? Are you considering cooperation with investors such as the Lieberman brothers? Lieberman, who are they? I'm like quarter Jewish myself, but yeah, I don't know them. Let's make Pete great again. Absolutely, man. Pete hasn't been great, but it will be. He will be. He, because it's he. Let's not be like gender confused here. Pete is he. Eh, Yeah, guys. Yeah, Phoenix, you are right. But you can vote in the DAO to distribute part of the profit to NSBT. You are right. Absolutely. But this is you're like in your hands. Absolutely. Because I don't have an SBT. How do you feel about the Israeli Waves Association? Does it exist? I don't know. How close are you to auditing BTC WG? Guys, auditing is a strange thing which like came from miscommunication, more or less. So what is meant by auditing is the buyback procedure. And in case of BTC, actually, You could have done vesting into XTM. And a lot of people did actually, and they get now XTM and they can sell it, and so they're like being refunded, like slowly, but they are. That was like a good way to start getting some funds back. If you didn't, probably you will have another chance when XTM goes up a little again. Or when units launches and we have some liquidity to resolve the problem. Can you explain in simple words what unit will be used for? It will be used for you to launch your own chain in a few clicks. That's it, man. And the chain will be connected to all other chains in a trustless way. And it will be connected to external chains, to Ethereum, to other chains. So this is what unit is going to be about. As for WG, Ethereum is asking, the plan is to buy it back, because some people can't wait and they can sell the token not at 1-to-1, but lower. But some people can wait. So they will wait until they can redeem it at 1-to-1. So there is no like withdrawal, there is buyback from the market. So and if the volume is sufficient, it means that those tokens are being bought back and burned, and the price goes up slowly. Hello, friendly whale. Where the money for new team members coming from and for the marketing campaign? We are raising VC funds, man. And I sold my kidney. Uh, Pete is a girl. No, no, no. Let's not go into that direction, man. Not at all. Pete is a boy. uh, I'm all for LGBT. Don't like let's clear this thing up. I'm not LGBT myself, but I fully support. But let's stick to the facts. Pete is a boy. Uh, so SBT and DAO participants receive fees. DAO receive fees. You can just vote. Just make a proposal, man. Phoenix, make a proposal to spend some profits because most of an SBT is in the DAO. I don't know, like I think like 200K in SBT is not in the DAO or something like that. Maybe it's like 3 or 400. Like most of NSBT is in the DAO. You support Apton. What is Apton? Give me more questions. Oh, 6 p.m. Okay. Let's wrap it up. I had like pretty tough week. I'm good, but like a lot of like action. So I'm kind of like chilling today. A bit. Who's Apton? BH. Tell me immediately. The last round made people enter the DAO with power. Yep. But Felix, once again, if you're a DAO participant, make the proposal to send some profits from the DAO treasury to NSBT. That's it. Ah, Artyom Markov. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've met him in Dubai a couple of times. What do you mean support? He's a good guy. I support all the good guys. I support Jesus Christ as well, of course. You know, so we wanted to do some advertisement in his YouTube channel, but I think they're still thinking because there's other guys in his team. Uh, was a swap thing by Pepper team? Was a swap thing by Pepper team? I don't know, Vladimir. Tell me more. Uh, what the difference between GNSBT holders and the power only participants? Man, I'm sorry, I forgot. I just can't recall this. Let me just get back to you, okay? So wait. But come on, what power participants? NSBT DAO was launched with GNSBT, right? And you got power if you stake GNSBT there, right? So what is power participants? Or you can join with power as well. Yes, yes, Galka is right. Yeah, exactly. You're confusing me, man. WXG update. I discussed it a couple of times during the EMA. Buyback with fees, waiting for more volumes. Units can help with that. If we get any liquidity that can be used for faster buyback, we will do that. Are you sure that you could enter the DAO only with power? Did anybody do that actually? Oh, I don't remember. If it was possible, I don't think there was a lot of people who did that. Just looked at my Telegram. Ah, so many messages. You know? Urgent, urgent. Um, I was able to increase my, yeah, probably, but Phoenix, how many people did that actually? So yeah, probably you could actually, but how many people did that? In this case, there is no difference. That's it. Frank, I just replied. Just replied. No, so yeah, you are famous. Frank, Frank, I don't know. I don't know. What happened with old Telegram? Yeah, some issue. I switched to a new one, and I think uh, it's okay. I won't share it publicly for now. Let's see how it goes. But everyone knows it already, so it's not a big deal. Phoenix. Okay, no problem. Confuse me as much as you want. Did you have contact with Zach XBT? Zach XBT? With Zach XBT, actually. Ah, Twitter KOL, famous. No, I don't remember. Why? Why Zach XBT? Speculation is that Zach XBT will release investigation about exchange shits. Okay. Okay, well, let him do that. Let him do it. Okay, guys, a couple more questions. And let's wrap it up for today. Good. I hope he will get you all in jail. Fucking scammers. I love you all. I love you too. Summary, please. One USDT WG, one USDT. Let's try to make it as fast as possible, man. But to do that, we need to launch units properly. This is it. This is it. Summary, please. Right. So next week, continuing, we continue with onboarding new team members, talking to VCs. Please do make those testnet transactions because you will be rewarded. There's going to be a DEX on testnet as well. And there's going to be a Zilli campaign for power, independent from units, because units is like the most important thing for now, but all other things live as well, you know. So it's not that everything else just died out. No, it's moving forward. So we have to stick to our plans about Power Protocol, and that's why we're going to have this campaign. Yes, and I really hope that we will allow you to run units testnet node. There are some bugs that have to be eliminated, but I think next week it will be done. And with like unit testnet node, we are really close to unit launch, which is amazing, guys. So we are moving forward and nothing can stop us. And don't forget to test our testnet, please. Please do videos on how to build on Unit Zero. Absolutely, man, it's coming. Okay, so that's it for today. Units is coming. Power to the people. Ride on waves. I love you all. Till next week. Have a nice, calm, productive, fulfilling week. Love you all, guys. Bye. Till next week.